Good morning, afternoon, or maybe evening, right? I don't know exactly the time you will be watching this video, but I hope you're okay, right? The last day I was evaluating you through some activities, right, that you had to develop. And some of you were like sending me some messages, and I wanted to start this class with the following introduction. If you want to know, right, what you have to do, you have to watch the recorded class. This is the only one way, right? Because I'm not gonna be able to explain to you or make a summary using WhatsApp, for example, or any other via communication, right? I can help you to understand a couple of things. Yep, I can. And I can help you to understand, for example, some doubts. But I'm not gonna be able to explain to you the whole class through WhatsApp, right? So what you have to do in these cases is to watch the video, okay? So it is like very explained, and I think you don't have any problem to understand. What you need to do is to improve your English skills, and the only one way to improve pronunciation and English skills is to complete activities, is to listen, test yourself while listening. So this is why I'm working in this one. You can ask me, right, for example, for an extension, for any clarification, for right, any other general aspects. But do not write to me to ask me, Professor, can you please explain to me the class, right? What we have to do? Because I will be explaining to you what you have to do during the recording class. So I am recording you the classes in this way because you say you don't have time to stay in any other um, day, right, or hour. So let's start. So in this unit that we have to complete today, you will be having this week, right, to complete to work on it. This is why I am recording this class for you. And I will be uploading to you and other videos, right, about pronunciation as well, recorded by me. So, but in this unit, I need you to work hard during the week. You have a lot of things to do with me, and you have to put the best of you. Learning objectives from this unit are this class, the value of changing perspective, talk about how eyes functions in humans and animals, discuss problems caused by staring at screens, write a proposal profile statement for a resume, create and present an action plan for a project. So you have to do many things right during this week. So this is why I asked you to watch this recording class. So let's start with this, right? The name of the unit is Close Up. And I know you will be liking this one because you have a lot of pronunciation and a lot of vocabulary like this. I want you to please start working on the vocabulary. As you can see on the screen, it says, could you describe this picture? And you have this one, right? If you don't know the ends, I mean, if you don't know the translation or the meaning, so pick up dictionary and you can look for it. Um, if you work hard, you learn. But if you don't work hard, you don't learn. So my advice to you is to memorize as much as possible the vocabulary. So right now it says, when you're too concerned with the details of something, people say you can't see the forest for the trees. Do you have a similar expression in your language? Can you think of an example of a time when you couldn't see the forest because there were too many trees? For ideas, watch Andres' video. So watch the video in this moment. Pay attention. Wait a minute. I will be okay. So now it is possible.
Yes, well, actually, it's an interesting question because through my work, I do a lot of events, a lot of street art events, against slavery, and every day I basically have to think about all the details, but every day I also have to pull back and think about the big pictures and not be caught only in the details, because what people remember after is the big picture and the inspiration they got.
Okay, so we have already finished with this one. Okay. So let me see. Let's move right to the next one. In this one, you will be having your activities. So this is right here under the microscope. Number one, language and context. And you can see here you have vocabulary and you have this reading. I want you to listen to the following reading so you can improve your pronunciation. Okay, one, two, and three.
Lesson 4.1, page 34, exercises 1A and 1B.
Have you ever let a handful of sand run through your fingers and wondered what each tiny grain might look like close up? Gary Greenberg did. Greenberg is a medical scientist and microphotographer. He collected sand from all over the world, magnified each sample to 250 times its usual size, and revealed a miniature multicolored wonderland. The images show grains of sand, each of which is totally unique, to be circular, spiral, and cylindrical particles with textures from silky smooth to ridged and rough. Microphotographers, many of whom are primarily scientists, remake the tiniest pieces of the world around us in mammoth size. Pollen, which we usually only notice when it makes us sneeze, looks like a handful of fruity candy. Household dust becomes an elaborate assortment of stringy fibers, flaky discs of dried skin, and microdrops of cosmetics. But it isn't all abstract art from the filthy floor. Microphotography has practical applications for many branches of science. In medicine, it allows doctors to study the delicate structures of viruses that previously they knew very little about. In marine biology, researchers use the technique to track the growth and spread of microplastics in our oceans. Microphotography offers a fresh outlook on the world we live in, helping us appreciate all that we cannot see.
Okay, nice. So we have already listened this one, right? Now we have to move to this one. It says vocabulary, describing things, and look at this one, right? Because you have to use your notebook to complete every activity from this unit, and then you have to upload your activity by this coming Thursday night. So it's like one video per two classes, right? And the whole video is having a lot of activities for you can work on it. So look at the bold words in the audio script. These are the bold words: miniature, for example, elaborate, stringy, and many others. So use those vocabulary words in here. Pay attention to the indication, and you have to start working on this one, right? On this part 2, part 2A, that says, look at the bold words in the audio script. Can you figure out their meaning from the context in the pictures? Writing in the correct category in the chart below. You can use a dictionary or your phone to help you listen to and check.
Lesson 4.1, page 34, exercise 2A, describing size.
Mammoth. Miniature.
Describing shape.
Circular, cylindrical, spiral, stringy.
Describing qualities.
Delicate. Elaborate. Filthy. Flaky. Multicolored. Ridged.
Good. So now you have to work on it right here and move to this one. Let me see. And it says, in this part, we have to study grammar. Grammar, part number 3, quantifier and prepositions in relative clauses. Read the sentences, in the grammar box, then complete rules with the words from the box. So, quantifiers and prepositions in relative clauses. As you can see right over here, you have the quantifier. The quantifiers are most, each, many, which, and that. So you have to include those quantifier words to join the two clauses. If you don't understand what is a relative clause, so you can look for supporting information on Google. It's still okay, don't worry. But after understanding this part, you have to use it to complete this one. The one that says we can use quantifiers such as of, all. So you have to complete, right, this part. Now we have to go, let me see. No, this part, we're not working on this part. Have to move, right, in this one. That it says, language and context. Read about the human eyes. Check the information you already know. I mean, you already knew. Write exclamation point for information that surprises you, and a question mark for facts you could like to learn more about. So you have this one, as you can see, it says. So you have to do this one, this activity, right? You have to use your notebook and write it. How? You don't need to write all the concept, right? You can write, for example, 1A, number 1, exclamation point, number 2, question mark, for example. So continue. Vocabulary, eyes, idioms, and metaphors. Listen to.
Lesson 4.2, page 36, exercise 2A.
A bird's eye view of.
Catch your eye.
Feast your eyes on.
In the public eye.
In the blink of an eye.
In your mind's eye.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
See eye to eye on.
Turn a blind eye to.
Without batting an eye.
Have eyes in the back of your head.
Okay, finish. So now we have to move to this one. Let me see. So in this part, in the eyes idiom, I want you to please pick out your notebook, write all the idioms. You can see right here, write all the idioms and write the correct translation, okay? So try to do it because I will be using this part for evaluating you in this second midterm exam. So now we have to move to this part. And as you can see, you have a lot of things to do in this part. It says noun clauses with question word. Noun clauses are very easy. Read the sentences in the grammar box, underline the question words in the bold phrases, then complete the rules below with words from the box. Noun clauses, if you don't know what a noun clause is, you can say a noun clause is that group of words that complete a sentence. The noun clause can be used as subject, verb, and complement. For example, in this case, what our eyes can do and how they do it. In these ones, you are having a noun clause as object of preposition. Why? Because you have a preposition before what? The preposition is about. So after about, what our eyes can do and how they do it are objects of prepositions. So I need to include all of these, right, in the sentences below, in the spaces in blank. So use your notebook to do it as well in this one as well. Do this one as well. Look at the grammar chart and do the grammar exercise. Do the same, right? 2 more activities. We're working on it. So now look away, right? Now this is listening. And I want you to please pay attention to the following listening to improve our pronunciation. And it says, what types of screens do you look at for work or for pleasure? About how many hours a day do you spend on screen? What effect might this be having on our eyes? So listen to, okay, pay attention to this one. I want you to listen, right?
Lesson 4.3, page 38. Exercises 1B and 1C.
We spend a lot of our time looking at screens of all kinds every day, and there's a general feeling that this must be bad for our eyes. But exactly how bad is it? We've invited ophthalmologist Kit Bradley to the studio today to give us an eye doctor's professional perspective on the question. So, Kit, are screens ruining our eyesight?
Basically, the answer is no. Looking at computer screens or any other screens will not permanently damage your eyesight.
Oh, that's great news.
Yes, but like most things, it's not quite that straightforward when you look at it more closely. Although it may not cause permanent, irreversible damage, too much time spent watching any kind of screen can cause physical problems. The good news is that we can solve, or at least alleviate those problems for the most part.
So what are the problems?
Well, first we need to understand how screens affect the way our eyes function. That's the key to finding a solution. For example, did you know we blink a lot less when we're looking at a screen?
Really?
Yes, 66% less. And that has a major impact on our eyes. Unlike other parts of our body, eyes don't sweat. They don't create their own moisture. Blinking lubricates and cleans our eyes. It's a vital function for healthy eyes. So blinking less means our eyes get dry, and that is not good.
I had no idea. Can we do anything about that?
Yes, blink more. And look away from the screen. Even a short period focusing on something else will cause you to blink more. But of course, there's considerably more to it than just blinking. We think of watching screens as a relaxing, low-energy activity. But the truth of the matter is the muscles in our eyes are working very hard. This gets to the heart of the problem. We don't realize how hard our eyes are working, so we don't give them enough time to rest. This constant fatigue leads to eye strain with all its related problems: dry eyes, blurry vision, headaches. Other factors contribute as well, of course. Reflections from light bulbs or sunlight on the screen add to eye strain. And it's also been suggested that overexposure to blue light can cause damage to a part of the eye called the retina.
Blue light? What's that?
Blue light is emitted by digital screens. It's at one of the extremes of the color spectrum. Its wavelengths are shorter and they travel faster, making our eyes work harder than, say, yellow light. Now, blue light isn't a bad thing in itself. In fact, it can have positive effects. It increases alertness, can boost memory, and lighten your mood. It all comes down to how much blue light our eyes are exposed to. Too much blue light can be damaging.
So we need to cut back on the time we spend in front of our screens, right?
Yes, if we can. But we all know that's easier said than done. Looking at it objectively, it's very difficult to avoid spending time in front of a screen. But there are lots of practical things you can do to manage your screen time better. You can position your monitor to minimize reflections. You can use screen filters to decrease glare, or wear special yellow-tinted glasses to block blue light. You can practice the 20-20-20 rule.
20-20-20? What's that?
You take your eyes off your screen every 20 minutes for 20 seconds to look at something that's 20 feet away, or about 6 meters away.
Okay, got it. So with this audio, you have to complete letter B, letter C. Okay, this is what you have to do. And now we have to move to this one, pronunciation, listening for a T between vowels. Remember, the previous activities you have to work in your own notebook. Then you have to scan the pages, paste the pages in a separate talk, and please upload the talk to the space provided on our platform. So pay attention to this one, okay? Listening for T, and between vowels.
Lesson 4.3, page 38, exercise 2A. A.
But the truth of the matter is, it's a vital function for healthy eyes.
B.
There are lots of practical things. Special yellow tinted glasses.
Okay, nice. Now you have to work in the following activity. It is this one, 2B. Underline the T sounds that might sounds more like D sounds.
Lesson 4.3, page 38. Exercise 2B. 1,
We've invited ophthalmologist Kit Bradley to the studio today.
2,
This constant fatigue leads to eye strain with all its related problems.
3,
Blue light is emitted by digital screens.
Okay, now we have finished right with this part, and do not forget to complete 2C2 as well. You see, now we have to move to this one, to this moment. It says speaking skill. Well, we're not going to be working on a speaking skill. It is this one, pronunciation, saying the stressed syllable in related words. So pay attention to this part.
Lesson 4.3, page 39. Exercise 4A. 1,
Objectively. An object. To object.
2,
Photography. Photograph. Photographic.
3,
Complicated. Complication.
Okay, we finish. Now this one, listen and underline the stressed syllables. You have to do the same into the from the previous activity.
Lesson 4.3, page 39. Exercise 4B. 1,
Microscope. Microphotography.
2,
To magnify. Magnificent.
3,
Primary. Primarily.
4,
Technique. Technical.
5,
To substitute. Substitution.
6,
Impact. To impact.
Okay, we have already finished. Do not forget to work on it. You are having until this coming Thursday night to complete and upload your activity. Oh no, this coming Friday, sorry, this coming Friday night to complete your activity. Have a nice day.